Daniel, in prayer before God, says these words: "Incline your ear, O my God, and hear, open your eyes, and look at our desolation in the city that bears your name. We do not present our supplication before you on the ground of our righteousness, but on the ground of your great mercies. O Lord, hear. O Lord, forgive. O Lord, listen and act, and do not delay. For your own sake, O my God, because your city and your people bear your name." Daniel is wondering where God is. Prophet Jeremiah declared that God would come and restore the city of Jerusalem in 70 years, and the 70 years have come and gone. The issue for Daniel is not time. The issue for Daniel is the character of God. God is the one who makes promises and keeps them. Daniel is praying that God's character will be upheld and God will act and restore his people. I find it interesting that Daniel prays from the midst of the people of God. He could pray for them because Daniel, we know, is a very righteous man, a man who will put his own life on the line for his faithfulness to God and the law of God. He could put himself above all of those who caused, by their disobedience and idolatry, by their rebellion and their unwise political decisions, the destruction of Jerusalem. But he doesn't do that. Instead, like all intercessors, he prays from the midst of his people. It's not them and me, it's we. Christians are called to do the same thing. To look around and see that we live in a world where 8 out of 10 adults are spiritually hungry and don't know where to go to receive the sustenance their souls deeply long for. No wonder we have the acting out in our culture, the striving for amusement and distraction we have. Do we judge them? Or do we see ourselves as walking with them and praying for them? Does the gospel of Jesus Christ, does the Word of God really speak to us in a way that calls us to share the hope of our faith, the God of creation who seeks to walk with every human being, with everybody? With those outside the church, those different than us, those who are less acceptable to us? Can we stand beside them? I'm reminded when I worked with hospice of how frequently I would hear people say that they loved the person dying, but they couldn't stand visiting them and seeing them that way. That's not love. That's avoidance. That's denial. I wonder what would happen at St. Mark if we had a passion to bring hope into the lives of those around us. A passion to make provision and meet needs. A passion to declare the salvation we have in Jesus Christ. Oh, now you're thinking I stepped into it. We'd like to believe everybody is going to heaven. Salvation is open to everybody. I'd like to believe that too. The problem is I read the Bible. And God says that salvation comes through Jesus Christ. Do we dare share that? Now, only God has the invitation list. I don't. You don't. Only God can see the heart. But this is the same God that asks you and me to care about others enough to invite them to church, enough to support the ministries of this congregation. Just look around and see how God is bringing the unchurched, the de-churched, those wounded by ministries, here to St. Mark for healing, for joy. This is what we're called to do. That's what Daniel did. And God acted. And if you and I will pray and then act on our prayers boldly, God will do what only God can do. Happy reading.